And looks like we just got a few people coming on board. So welcome everyone who's coming in. Welcome Facebook friends. We're going to be dual broadcasting today. So we'll be recording this through our Zoom webinar and posting it on our meetup groups, as well as some other places around our social media spots. I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is Candace Stearns, and I am the travel coach for Stay Balanced Travel. And I have with me this evening Mary from Amawaterways. She's going to be presenting the Amawaterways Amabella and describing our river cruise that will be starting in Budapest and going for 7 nights through the heart of the river, as they say. And we'll be ending up on the final day in Wilshoven, and we'll be taking buses to Munich, and then spending 2 nights and 3 days in Munich. And then we will, during that time, be celebrating with all the other folks Oktoberfest. We'll have a beer tent experience and a couple of tours while we're ending our fantastic Oktoberfest 2023 in September. So Mary, would you like to just say a few words about AMA and introduce yourself?
I will be delighted. Thank you very much, Candace. Welcome this evening, folks. And I'm Mary Margaret, and yes, I do work with Amawaterways. And what you see in front of you is one of our, what we call our twin balcony ships. She is 443 feet long, which is what the ship that the Amabella, which we will be on, is. And she is quite lovely, let me tell you. She has a swimming pool with a swim-up bar, walking running track. The aft part is our chef's table, which I'll talk a little bit about. And then we have twin balconies, and I'll show you what the rooms look like in a few minutes. All right, but let's get started here. This is one of my favorite quotes, because I know you've been on ocean liners that have taken you to magnificently beautiful countries. But I want to tell you, my rivers, they take you through those countries, and you actually get up close and personal with the towns, the villages, the cities, and the people that you will be visiting. Right? Whereas the big boys cannot go into the rivers. Where does AMA go? Well, we do the rivers of Europe, yes. We have 2 beautiful ships in Portugal doing the Douro. There's the smaller ships. They're only 108 passengers, okay? Then we have 5 beautiful itineraries in France. And then we do the rivers of Europe, except for the Po and the Elbe. And the reason we do not do those 2 rivers is because of their water levels. We just feel that those water levels on those 2 rivers are too unpredictable, right? Well, we also do the Mekong with Vietnam and Cambodia, which we started in 2009. And in 2010, we started Africa. So if you've got Africa on your bucket list, please talk to Candace, because it's quite unusual. It is a land where you will have 3 nights in Cape Town. We fly you to Botswana, where you will board the beautiful Zambezi Queen. It's a 14-suite, 28-passenger ship. You will sail the Chobe for 4 nights. Then we take you to Victoria Falls for 2 nights, and then you do your safari. So it's quite an unusual journey, okay? And then last September, we started Egypt on the Nile. So yes, we're very excited about what we do and where we go. So, and this, I show you this because I want you to know that Amawaterways owns all their ships. We do not build a ship unless we can pay for it in cash. Okay? So when you're working with Candace, and Candace is working with Amawaterways, right? She's working with a very financially sound company. We have no debt, which is quite unusual in today's day and age. So why river cruise with Amawaterways? Well, I think it's the tours. my crew, my cruise managers, I mean, they make my job very, very easy, but we give you choices, not options. If you remember that choices are free, options cost you money. Because every time we stop, you're going to have to make some choices, whether you want to be part of a bike excursion or take out a bike yourself, a hiking excursion, a culinary, a cooking class, etc., or just part of a walking group where then you're going to have to choose, do you want to be one of my gentle walkers, my regular walkers, or what I like to say are my power walkers, because they just want to take that tour and then go play and go do something else. Okay. We also offer late risers. So if you want to sleep in, you can. And we also offer independent tours where I decide I don't want to do a tour guide today. Just go to the front desk. We'll give you a map. We'll give you some suggestions as to what you might like to see while you're on your own private tour. And we tell you what time to be back at the ship, because if the ship is going to be moving and you're not back, you'll be Ubering it to the next port, believe me. We also have wellness coordinators on all of our ships. Okay. We do yoga, tai chi, aerobics on the sun deck on beautiful days. When the days are not so beautiful, we go down to the lounge. We open off move all the furniture, and we do our morning exercises there. But all of our ships have a fitness center, so you can continue your routine if you so desire. It's open 24/7 with your cabin key. But our wellness coordinator also does fitness classes in our fitness centers. I like to talk about our food because it's locally sourced, it's fresh, everything is made on board except for our ice creams. Our ice creams we actually get from a Belgian dairy. Okay, so with breakfast, we not only have the choices, but you also have the sparkling wine. So you can start your day off with a mimosa or just plain sparkling wine. With lunch and dinner, we offer complimentary beer, wine, and soda, unlimited, right? And the wines are changed on a nightly basis. You have a choice between a red and a white or both. And as I always used to tell my husband, I only have one glass of wine with dinner. They just keep filling it. Yes. We also have if you have a dietary need, please tell Candace, because we'll put that in your permanent record. And the chef will actually talk with you about what's on the menu, what you can eat, what you don't, what you shouldn't be eating, etc. But we always have gluten-free. So that's the only thing we cannot do is kosher. Okay. We also have our chef's table. And because you're going to be going with Candace, with groups, her group coordinator will actually make a reservation for you at the chef's table as a group, right? But normally we do not take reservations. You just, when you're on board, you just go up to the front desk and say, I'd like to have dinner there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever it happens to be. It's 5 courses, wine paired. It's a Michelin rated restaurant, and there's no upcharge ever to have dinner there. It's the same menu every night, but when we try and give every guest a chance to have dinner there, right? We also have what we call our sip and sail. Our sip and sail is a cocktail party prior to dinner. It's about an hour and a half prior to dinner. And it's an open bar, and my bartenders normally will have a specialty drink of the evening, and you can have what you would like, right? So let's take a look at your boutique floating hotel, the Amabella. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, and I don't know if you were on board or not, but the Amabella was our original twin balcony ship, built and put in the water in 2010. Right, I was on that ship, and it was beautiful in 2010. Well, while we were experiencing COVID, that ship was gutted and redone, and it's like a brand new ship. So what you're going to be experiencing is some beautiful art and beautiful colors and a whole different type of ship, but still the twin balconies. And back here, as I was talking about our chef's table, that's where that is located, right? Our dining room is located down here. Our lounge over here. It does have a swimming pool with a swim-up bar. and lots of spaces for you to sit and watch the scenery go by on the sun deck itself. And then, of course, we have the twin balconies. Let me show you what they look like. So we have our suites, which are 300 or 330, 350 square feet, depending upon what ship you are on. Our twin balconies are 210 or to 235 square feet. My French balcony, which all of my ships, my twin balcony ships have 18 of those, and they are 170 square feet. The French balcony is a big sliding glass door, but it's not a balcony that you can actually step out into, okay? And my 235 square foot cabins can also be triples. And we also are the only river cruise line that has connecting cabins as well. And if you are on my swan level, which is your category E or category D, I like to call it swan level because the swans actually do come and knock on your window, right? They are 160 square feet. Now,
that's the window stateroom on the lower right-hand corner.
Yes, that's this one right here.
Right.
Now, all my staterooms have the same amenities. You know, they all have the mini fridges, which is stocked with water, complimentary. You can have as much as you'd like. They all have your Apple TVs, which is your TV, your music, your first run Hollywood movies on demand, complimentary. And all of our ships are Wi-Fi. You could be sitting anywhere on our ship and be connected. We spend more money on our bandwidth than we do on fuel. And this is a magic drawer. What's in that magic drawer is a corkscrew, bottle opener, and 2 wine glasses. Because where are you guys? You're in Europe, right? You're on tour. After tour, you're going to go do some shopping. Well, buy a bottle of wine, buy some beer, bring it on board. We do not confiscate it. It's just like if you're having wine or beer in a restaurant in the dining area. Well, you can leave the dining room with your glass of wine, your glass of beer. Again, we do not stop you at the door. You can bring it back to your stateroom, go up to the sun deck, go over to the lounge, right? We do the same thing with the magic drawer, right? And there's never a corkage fee with Amawaterways. We want you to enjoy your holiday. So let's do the melodies, all right? We're going to go from Budapest to Vilshofen, and you are going at a magnificently beautiful time, September 11th to the 18th. My goodness. And I have to tell you, once you if you've not been to Budapest, you're going to realize that even though you may spend 2 nights there, you never spend enough time in Budapest. Okay? So did I skip something? No, I didn't. Sorry. All right, so this is where the map is taking you, but only you're not going to Prague. You are going to be going to Munich from Vilshofen, okay? So you're going to start in Budapest, and you're going to visit, you're going to be on the Danube, going into Bratislava, Vienna, Milk, just some of the most beautiful, beautiful, quaint cities, and of course, Passau and Vilshofen. But you are going to love Munich. You're going to have lots of fun there. So let's start in Budapest, right, with the melodies. And this beautiful building here is the Parliament building. You will as you arrive in Budapest, you will go to your hotel. You're staying at the Marriott. I have stayed there. It is in a great location. It's walking distance to anything and everything. So you'll have some time in Budapest prior to boarding the ship. And if you have the opportunity to get into the Parliament building, please do. It's a beautiful, beautiful building. We do not take you on any of the tours into the Parliament building. We just take you around it so you see what the outside is, and also from the river end of it. But if you have that opportunity, I would highly recommend it. Okay. So your pre is in Budapest, and you are going to, this is the opera house, actually. It's quite lovely. And we'll give you a city tour. And then you will see the Parliament building lit up at night, right? And you will have the opportunity of listening to the Blue Danube Waltz while we're cruising the Danube in the evening. And then, of course, you've got the great market. Now, again, you're going to have the opportunity of being there a couple of days before you board the ship. Well, visit the market. It's about 5 to 6 stories. It is full of all the wonderful things that are available in Hungary, right? And I guarantee you, you are going to come home with paprika. There is every single type of paprika that you could ever imagine. I mean, I didn't realize that there's paprika paste, there's paprika spice, all different types of garlic, whatever, you can have paprika. So great gifts to bring home. And it's packed really small because you can get little packets of it as well. So again, but the leather, the detailed artistry that's in this market. If it's Sunday, the markets are closed. Sorry. It's kind of an FYI. But we take you on a tour of the Castle Hill. You'll get to Matthias Church, which is beautiful on the inside. You'll get to climb Fisherman's Bastion and do some nice walking, right? And see the city on both the Buda and the Pest side. And then we head to Bratislava. Bratislava is known as the coronation city. And the reason why it is because since 1535 to 1811, there were over 18 kings and queens coronated there. And it's quite a beautiful, beautiful city. You will have the opportunity of doing a tasting, doing it and seeing all the various different, they are known for their intricacies as far as the woodworking in Bratislava. Or you could do a castle hike, okay? Or you could even take the bike out if you bicycle out and do a bike tour of Bratislava versus a walking tour. It's up to you. Just kind of an FYI, if you are a biker and you like to bike, when you get your documents at the end, you can you'll be able to on the app sign up for tours, right? Now you cannot sign up for any of the hiking or the biking excursions because those are all weather driven. You'll have to wait until you get on the ship. But you also remember, no matter what tour you sign up for that's available, say you want to do the Taste of Slovakia. Well, you change your mind when you're on the ship because you think that you may want to do the castle hike. Remember, go back here for a minute. Remember, we offer you choices, not options. You haven't paid, in a sense, any extra for the tours. They're all included. So no matter how many times we stop, and you could change your mind. We allow you to do that, really. So then we head to Vienna. And Vienna, we spend about a full day and a half there. We give you the opportunity to really enjoy and feel Vienna. And Vienna is the only place, the only city in all of our itineraries that we give you an option. And the options are 2. One being the evening concert of Strauss and Mozart. And the reason why we do that is because many people have already done that. And they don't wish to do it again. Or many people don't want to do it. They'd rather spend the evening in Vienna instead. And the other option is the Schönberg Palace. And again, that reason is because it is an all-day journey. And many people don't want to do that. They'd rather spend the time doing things in Vienna. And I would highly recommend that if you don't do any of those optional tours and you spend the time in Vienna, stay in Vienna. We do not dock right in the heart of Vienna. We dock outside of Vienna, right? So you could either take a bicycle tour into Vienna, or we take the bus into Vienna, and the bus will drop you off at a place, and then you have your city walking tour, because we'll do a city bus tour, so you get the feel of the city. Then we do a walking tour. Now, our buses will go every 45 minutes and stop at the same place. So if you don't want to stay in Vienna for lunch, which I would highly recommend you do, come back on the bus and go back to the ship. And then you can go back out in the afternoon if you so desire. So every 45 minutes, the bus will stop at that place. Now, if you decide to come back to the ship for dinner and then go out in the evening for those people who are doing the concert, you will be dropped off at a completely different place, right? So, because this is one of the opera houses, actually, this might even be the concert place where you will see the Mozart Strauss concert. And I said a bicycle tour. Yes, we do offer that from our ship into Vienna itself. And then, you know, just some beautiful pictures of Vienna. Then we head to the Weissenkirchen area of the Wachau Valley. And the Wachau Valley is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site, all right? Quite beautiful. You'll get a bit of a dissertation from your cruise manager as far as, you know, whatever castles might be there, some of the towns, the villages, so the history of this area. And we stop in Weissenkirchen because you'll have a bit of a city tour there, but you'll have some choices. You could either go to Dürnstein, and in Dürnstein, which is the apricot capital of the world. I mean, really, you will have the opportunity of doing apricot tasting. Oh, and apricot in a liqueur, apricot in a wine, you name it, the apricot. But what you are going to do is you're absolutely going to take back apricot jam. All right. I'm going to give you a little bit of an insider tip, and you may already know this, but what I do when I travel abroad, I line my luggage in bubble wrap. Right. Then I put my clothes in, then I take the bubble wrap and I fold it over my clothes. I throw a pair of scissors and some tape. Close up my suitcase, right? Because I know I'm going to either buy some wine that I can't buy here. I'm going to either buy apricot jam, guaranteed, and I'm going to wrap it in the bubble wrap and then put it back in my suitcase. It'll be safe. So just kind of a tip. Or you could do a castle, the Dürnstein Fortress hike. That is quite a lovely, lovely hike. And once you get up there, of course, you'll see the whole region of that area. Then we go to Milk, and I could spend hours in the Milk library. Now, there's over 1 million books in the Milk.
Wow.
It is a working abbey, okay? Quite lovely. I like to say somewhat decadent. When you go inside, you can see all the inlay of beautiful gold and paintings and frescoes, etc. It's absolutely beautiful. And then also we'll go into the Gren. We stop actually there at the Gren Castle. We walk up to the Gren Castle. You'll have a bit of a concert there and some wine tasting, right? And this is, Amma is the only one that really does that. Then we head to Linz, right? It is, again, a UNESCO World Heritage City. And Linz has delicious apple strudel, I have to tell you. But the best apple strudel is actually in Salzburg. Okay? You're going to have to make your choice. You can do a bike. You can actually bike in Linz, because where we are docked, see this building here, it will actually, in the evening, it lights up all different colors. And it's quite beautiful in the evening. Well, we dock across the street from it. Across the river from it, sorry. So you could do a bicycle tour of Linz. You could do a walking tour of Linz, right? Or you can do an all-day tour of Salzburg. And Salzburg is quite beautiful. And you definitely have to do, a pastry. Well, if you don't like apple strudel, do a tort, do something. But it's an absolutely beautiful city to do it. And we went to an all-day tour because we used to have half day, okay? And everybody would say, "I wish I would have done the all day." We used to offer either a half day or a full day, and people would come back from the half day and say, "I wish I would have done the full day." So we only offer a full day because there's so much to see in Salzburg. Or you could choose Kresge. Well, that's a hard one because Kresge is quite unique. It's a 16th century town. It is kept its flavor. You go into the castle, and you overlook the whole area, the whole region from the castle. It's quite unique. It's quite really lovely. You feel like you have been brought back to the 16th century, believe me. Then we head to Passau, right? And in Passau, you will have the opportunity of doing, and you have to, a walking tour, and a bicycle tour. You can do that, or just on your own. but you have to definitely make sure you see St. Stephen's Cathedral. St. Stephen's Cathedral has the largest pipe organs in all of Germany. They play at noon every single day. And from the ship, you could actually hear them. If you happen to be in the neighborhood of the St. Stephen's at noon, you will definitely enjoy the music that comes from those pipe organs. And I know one of the times I was in Passau, the pipe organs were being, I don't know, I guess they were cleaned or being replaced. They were doing something with the cathedral itself. So I didn't have the opportunity to listen to them, but I've been Passau several times and they are just magnificent. So, or else you can go into the fortress and you can do a hike there. And then we head to Vilshofen, where you will have an Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest number 1, okay? Because everybody who goes to Vilshofen with Amawaterways experiences Oktoberfest. And we actually, in Vilshofen, there's Vilshofen is where we have most of our ships christened. So there's a big parade. We actually have a permanent tent, Oktoberfest tent in Vilshofen. Okay? And of course, you'll meet the king and the queen. And you will actually be dancing. You may say, I'm not going to do that to the German music. Oh, you will be. I guarantee you. By the end of the evening, you will be. But, the garb that the drindles that the women wear. Now, I'll tell you a little bit of history. You're going to do a drindle, right? If the bow is on the left side of the young lady, she's single. If it's on the right, she's married or in a relationship, right? Bow in the middle, she doesn't want to tell you, but she doesn't want to disclose this. But if in the back, she's widowed. So, way of knowing, I suppose if you're bar hopping, that's one way of looking at it, right? So this is Vilshofen, which is a magnificently beautiful, beautiful town. And as I mentioned, this is where most of our ships are christened. And this is our permanent tent. So you're on the ship when you go to the Oktoberfest. After, of course, you'll have a city tour of Vilshofen. You go to the Oktoberfest, you're just walking the gangplank really to the tent, so you can walk back home, but not be you're safe, right? So from Vilshofen, you are going to bus to Munich, okay? And Munich is a absolutely magnificent city, quite cosmopolitan, and you'll be staying at or similar your Bayer hotel, which is quite lovely as well. And breakfast is always included in the hotels. So when you're traveling with Ama, your luggage is taken care of. It's placed in your hotel room as it is in your cabin. Your breakfast is included. You will have a city tour, and then you have this also in a pre and a post. We do offer optional tours. If somebody wants to do an optional tour, because some people just want to do their own thing once they get there, like most likely what you're going to be doing. Okay. So again, lots of beer you're gonna have at your Oktoberfest. And it's good. And I'm not a beer drinker, but I do enjoy a German beer. It is wonderful. So this is, of course, Candace. I'm going to let you kind of take it over, but please contact Candace for this journey. And I'm open for questions.
Yeah, and just to add, those who are booking into our river cruise, I'm going to put the link so that you can get all the pricing in the chat, and then I'm also going to paste it on our live page So I just sent that to everyone. Basically, once we're in Munich, as I mentioned at the start, we're also going to be spending 2 nights in Munich. In addition to everything that Mary shared with you on the river cruise, it's an all-inclusive pricing, and the additional 2 days is at the hotel is included in the pricing, as well as a beer tent experience in Munich at the Hofbraun House. So we're going to have an afternoon, which will end up being Tuesday, September 19th. It'll be an afternoon table booking. And depending on how many of us are going to be part of the cruise package, we'll have 2 to 3 tables, and it'll include beer, the beer tastings, and the food part of the festivities for Oktoberfest. So, and this is all going to be done in conjunction with Patty and Tim Eisenbraun from Brown Arm Brew House. So we're going to have the local resident experts from Shelby and Royal Oak, Michigan, on the trip. So the experts in the brew house will be on board, and I will be on board as well. So we're really looking forward to hosting everyone. So are there any questions? We can open it up now if you guys have questions.
Hey, Paul Tisch, I have a question. So when you say Hofbrauhaus, is that the brewery there, or is that a tent at the Munich Oktoberfest?
Yeah, it's the tent, because there's multiple tents.
Yeah, there's 6 of them, right?
Yeah. And that's the tent that we're going to be getting tickets for.
Perfect. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right, let me just check the chat and the Q&A, because there's.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Angela Tisch here, Paul's wife, looking forward to the excursion. I am prone to motion sickness, and I'm assuming a river cruise is very smooth, but I'd like just some feedback on if it can get rocky, what the history is, if people do get motion sick, if you recommend those little pads behind your ear.
Well, as I said to my mom when I took her on a journey with me, and she said, well, all of a sudden she says, well, I can't go. And I said, why, Mom? She says, I get seasick. I go, Mom, you're going to have to look out the window to make sure you're moving. Right. So if you want to bring, I know of people who have brought the patches and never used them, because,
Okay.
but that's, you really do have to make sure, am I moving? The biggest motion that you will feel is when we go through a lock, because it kind of goes like, it kind of jiggles as we're going through the lock. And then it will also kind of jiggle when a big barge goes next to us.
Okay.
But that's
Good to
basically,
know.
yeah.
Now you showed the second hotel. Did you, or maybe we have the information. I was just interested in the first property that we'll be staying at, the Marriott.
It's a full service Marriott. It's
Okay.
I didn't have a picture of it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
that's all right.
the beautiful Marriott. It's located right along the Danube. All right. And you can actually walk everywhere from the hotel.
Okay.
And
And
if
you had
want,
mentioned, sorry.
no,
The photos you showed, was that of the upgraded interior, the ones that you shared?
The boat?
Of the boat?
that's standard. I showed you.
No, I mean, you said the boat had been rehabbed and completely gutted and upgraded.
Yeah, no, that is what our normal twin balconies look like. I'm sorry, I do not have current pictures of the Amabella.
Oh,
They haven't
okay.
shared those with us yet, so sorry.
Okay, perhaps when those do come out, are you able to share them or Candace, maybe once you have the.
I can.
Okay.
I will be more than happy to. Yes.
The room behind me is what the standard twin balconies look like. I have a picture of of the decor, but it has been, as she mentioned, refurbished and changed. But as
The
soon as we get those-
biggest difference in all of our ships is the color. You know, the color could be a beautiful reds, it could be blues, it could be oranges, it could be yellow, whatever, but the color changes and the paintings will change.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Great questions. Anybody got anything else? If you want to pop your emails in the chat, I will go ahead and make sure you get copies of the recording. If you're not familiar with saving chats from the Zoom recordings, you can click, when you click on the little chat open box in the lower right hand corner, there's 3 little dots that are in a row, and you can click on that and then hit the save chat, and then it will be saved on your desktop folder or on your smartphone. So those of you that want to save the chat information, go ahead and do that. And those of you that want me to send the recording to you, I will ask you to put your email information in the chat and I will make sure you get it. If you did register for the event, then everyone who registered will be receiving a copy of the recording. I'm going to post it on my YouTube page at Stay Balanced Travel. It's also being ran live, this whole recording, on my Facebook events page on Facebook as well. So the recording will be housed and live there as well. So I appreciate you guys coming and learning more. I did put again in the chat the page to go ahead and sign up. And let me just share my screen with that too, just so you can take a look at that. This is.
I do have one more question too, so
Sure.
sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, it's around the flights. So obviously I understand we take care of our own flights and all that, but are there recommended, I'm not really clear on when we should land
That's a
and
great
when we
question.
should take off.
Yeah, that's a great question. Everyone who signs up for the trip, I will be working with you individually for flights. If you have your own Sky Miles or, you know, points and those kinds of things, and you want to use them, I can still make recommendations for flights for you to come in. I always suggest that you come a day before the ship leaves and we board the ship, because if there's ever issues with delays, like that never happens, right? In today's climate, it makes sense to come in the day before just to make sure that there's no issues with delayed flights or canceled flights, which also have happened quite a bit since we've kind of relaunched travel. And then the same on the back end. If you are staying through the 2 nights, or you want to extend the trip because you're already in Europe and you want to go somewhere else, I can definitely help with all of those arrangements as well. So you're not on your own once you decide to come on board. I'll be your guide to help you with flights pre and post the cruise. And then this is the page for you to go ahead and book in. We've already had people booking into the package. So there's some of the categories are getting low in inventory. So don't wait to book. You only have to put $600 down for a deposit. And you'll see here, there's on the sign up page, there's information about first-time cruisers. So those who are asking questions about seasickness and that kind of stuff, check out this video here. And then the cruise packages, again, are all inclusive. So they include the pre and post cruise land package, which includes the hotels on the front end and the back end, and then all the tours, the extra tours that we're going to be doing, the tent, the beer tent experience, port fees are included, gratuities are included. So everything but the air is basically included in this package. The E category, which is the swan level that Mary was talking about at the very beginning, that's $53.02 per person. And then there's the French and outside balcony packages that go up from category C, BB, and SS, which is the suite levels. And really the difference between the cabins is the square footage. So you can see what the square footage is. And at the beginning, you can watch the replay of our video here today. And you'll see the different pictures of the inside cabins. So you can check out the difference between the suite cabins and the swan level cabins. And then all you have to do here is just basically click on the book now button, and then the deposits. Like I said, they're roughly $600 depending on which one you deposit into per person. And this is an all-inclusive price. The only thing you'll have to purchase on your own is the airfare, and I'll be happy to assist in getting flight patterns from whatever gateway that you're going to be flying to, and helping you come in a day before or 2 days before if you want to spend more time in Budapest. So any other questions before we end and move on for our next event?
Adventure.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Well, Mary, thank you so much for
thank you. It was my pleasure.
yeah, hopping on and
Yeah,
helping
thank
us.
you. This
go
was
through it.
helpful. This was very helpful. Thank you.
Good. And then, like I said, if you need to save the chat, just click on the little buttons there, and it'll be saved. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. And I hope to see you all on board.
Have a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Happy birthday. Bye-bye.
Good night.